So what's up, everybody? Welcome to my first Dark and Darker video. Today we're going to be doing a tier list, in my opinion, on what is the strongest classes in a team comp scenario. You know, subject to opinion. You could think I'm completely wrong and dog shit, and that's completely fine. But this is just what I think are really, really good right now in the meta. So we're just going to go in order here. We're going to start with Barb and end with Wizard. With Barb right now, they are in a very strong spot in team comp, specifically with the Bard Wizard combo. It is very hard to stop a invisible double hasted Bard with the Bard Accelerando and the Wizard haste invis. It is very hard to stop it. It isn't the main reason why he's broken, just because he hits hard, but he is very slow by himself. But in team comp, he is very strong, and it's only in that specific comp he has to have at least a wizard to be this strong. If he doesn't have wizard bard, specifically wizard, he would drop down to like probably B, if not C, if he doesn't have that comp. But if he's specifically with bard, wizard, or at least wizard, he comes up here to A, like teetering on S. Like, he is extremely strong with that comp. I'm pretty sure everyone here has been invis hasted, ran up on by a Barb. It's ridiculous. So I'm gonna put him at A in my opinion in team comp. Teetering on S. If they're completely competent and like they know they're exactly on top of everything, he could be in like please nerf. But I'll keep him in A for now, and then move on to Bard. Bard, in my opinion, is ridiculous. I mean, I think everyone at this point has the exact same opinion about Bard. 10 songs starting from level 1. You don't need anything. He's as good as he is level 1 as he is level 20. It's ridiculous. They got to do something about it. You can't have buffs that are forever, like permanent, because he can just keep recasting them infinitely, that lasts for 2 minutes at a time. He does everything. There's not a thing in the game that is possible that Bard can't do. People complain about the rogues that they can go invisible. Bard can do that. They can't you can't catch up to them because of Accelerando. If he's with a wizard or a cleric, they have infinite spells without having to sit. There's a point in the game where it gets to be too much, and it's Bard. Bard is the most ridiculous class in the game, and it's not close. Everyone, I think, will share that opinion that they gotta do something about it, whether it's take away the ability to have 2 sheets of music and just keep it at 5, so they have to choose what's going on. Like, you can't just have everything at all times, because what doesn't he have? I mean, he can hit you through walls, he can weaken you, he can put a buff on his team that lasts for 2 minutes, like the harmonic shield. He can make your team fast. He can regenerate your health very quickly. He's ridiculous. He's in an insane spot, and it's crazy to me that Iron Mace hasn't addressed it already. And it would really blow my mind if it isn't addressed within the upcoming weeks, because he is dominating leaderboards. He's on every single 3-man because he is required. That's my opinion on Bard. I really hope y'all share the same opinion, because it is ridiculous. Now, in the shadow of Bard, coming down here to Cleric, he's definitely seen brighter days. Cleric is the only class in the game that I think is in complete balance. He doesn't have infinite spells like, Bard does. He does have to either, have an inventory full of clarity pots to keep, casting your spells. He can get, it is annoying if you're fighting, a really strong fighter or a barbarian and he's just getting pocket saged or pocket mercied. But it's nowhere close to Bard. He can't go lower than A because of what he is, but he is in A for a different reason. He's strong, but he's not ridiculous, and he could even come down to B. But just because of the heals and stuff, I don't see him dropping into B. But he is the only character in this game that I think is at a complete balance. I don't think they could do anything to make him any better, because he doesn't really need to be better, because the people above him just need to be brought down to his level. But Cleric is in a very good spot. He's strong in the team comp. He's just overshadowed by Bard, which every character in the game is overshadowed by Bard. He's ridiculous. Druid's not in the game, so we don't care. Hopefully, when they do make him, that he isn't ridiculous like Bard. He's probably like on the cleric level. It'll be cool to see what they do with him. I have no idea what they could do with the nature and turning into animals. I don't know how strong that'll be. If he can turn into a cockatrice, the fucking chicken, that'll be ridiculous. He can just freeze people. That'll be dope. I wish they'd do that. The chicken's hilarious. Moving over to Fighter. Again, Fighter is in a pretty good spot. If you can get him up to, that top 82.5 or 85% of damage reduction, you could put him into A. But with the wizards running around, it's tough. It is tough being a fighter right now because of how strong some of the other classes is, mainly wizard. Fighter, I think, can sit in B. He is very strong in threes. He's not, ridiculous. He doesn't get the same amount of, in threes, if you have the Bard Wizard combo, he doesn't get the same amount of burst damage like you would if you invest hasted a Barbarian. So that's why I don't think he's in the same, league as Barbarian, because in threes he's just not. He doesn't have that burst capability. He does have that, tanky. Maybe if you have a pocket cleric, it can be good, but I still don't see him being on the same level as these two. So Fighter, he can use those crossbows, he can lose those longbows and get a little bit of range. But if you go against any kind of wizard team, you're just going to get shredded, even with 85% physical damage reduction. So I think he's in B. And I don't really have any other opinion. I think he's another character that is, pretty balanced. I don't think he's full balanced like Cleric because of that damage reduction that you can build on him. He can be ridiculous for teams that aren't running a wizard. He can be unkillable at times for teams that aren't running a wizard. So I don't think he's completely balanced as at the moment, but he's pretty close. If Cleric's true balance, he's -1 true balance. So they could leave Fighter exactly how they is right now in the game, and I wouldn't complain. So I think he's pretty good right there. Ranger. I hate Rangers. I think Rangers are terrible for the game. I think they have a negative playstyle. You don't play Hallway Simulator, which is most of the game, and give one person a gun. It's dumb. Longbow does way too much damage. You could just 2-tap a full juiced team of Bard, Cleric, or Bard, Wizard, Barbarian, and now you win because they couldn't get up to you. I think he will go into S. I'm gonna add a tier here actually. How do I do that? Oh, well, I can't do it. Oh, whoa. This got to go up, and then this has to go up. Okay. I would put him in S-, just because he isn't, the absolute nuts right now. He's not Barbarian. Wizard Bard, which is the team comp to beat, in my opinion. But he has the way that the game is played. Giving someone a gun that can shoot across the map without any kind of damage fall off and hitting for 112 headshots, that's enough to one-tap a wizard, a base kid. That's enough to one-tap a warlock base kid, enough to one-tap a rogue base kid, fighter base kid. Like, he's ridiculous. They need to address the longbow. They need to address the triple shot not needing ammo. They need to address traps. They have to do something. They got to gut the longbow to make him fair. I promise, I know y'all are gonna share the opinion, like sometimes you fight a ranger and there's nothing you can do and you're just dead. They really need to take off the slow on hit. That is ridiculous. He has a perk that makes it skillful. If you hit the legs that slow on hit, that isn't getting used, because why would you do that? You already get slow on hit. You don't need the perk. Why would they put the perk in to just give him slow on hit for hitting chest? Why would you ever use it? It's useless right now, and they can't. It's backwards. Like, they shouldn't put a perk in you'll get this slow on hit, which will make your next shots easier to hit if you can aim for the legs, when you can just aim for the chest and they'd be slow anyways. It's just backwards. It doesn't make any sense, and they should remove the slow on hit period across all bows for Ranger. They need to address the longbow damage. It's ridiculous. There's no reason you should be building a kit and grabbing a gray longbow and being able to two-tap anybody in the lobby. For that, he is S, but I would put him at S-. I just have, this is where my bias is coming in. I think he's ridiculous, but he isn't the absolute meta. Rogue in 3s. I think he is B. Y'all can complain and moan and groan about Rogue all you want. He's not that good, especially in 3s. He really doesn't have a place to say. You can look at Repose and you can just show me, oh, look at Repose, look at him. Repose is absolutely fucking insane. Y'all really need to stop looking at Repose as the we should nerf Rogue thing. Repose is an insane player. Period. He makes Rogue look way better than he is. He's also running some of, the best gear in the game right now that was out of the game. They nerfed it, and it's not even in the game. So if it gets nerfed or if it gets a wipe, the stuff that he's running isn't going to be in the game. But Repose is still one of the best players in the video game, so you can't really look at Repose and say, oh, this is the standard for every rogue two-tapping people with the stiletto out of Stealth and Shadowrunner. It's not like that. Y'all know it's not like that. Y'all are just salty that he can go invisible. He really doesn't have a place in teams. Solo, if you're running like Goblin Caves, I could throw him up here. But in team comp, no. Stop it. Y'all are just whining. Warlock. All right. We don't have any more to say about that. Warlock is really bad. It's because he's not finished. This is fine for now. He is probably one of the funnest characters, in my opinion. Being able to heal to full off one Pain of Curse, or Curse of Pain, is fucking hilarious. For PvE and bossing, he is really good. Specifically the Lich King. The Lich King, you could probably just go in there and solo him with a couple magical healing items in Warlock. He is very good against the Lich. If you want to go in there, you want to get easy boss kills, you're struggling with the boss, pick up a Warlock, just Hellfire the fuck out of the boss, and you're good to go. In PvP, he doesn't really have a place. His Curse of Pain is about 4 inches long. It's hard to hit. Hellfire comes at you at a snail's pace. It can create space, and it can, deny space. But if they're getting hit by that, it's their fault, unless they've been pinned into a room and you're just spamming the entire room with it. It's really bad. I could see later in the game when he gets more completed that he could have some silly combos with his Power of Sacrifice. I think that's the one that he gets, I think that's the one where he gets 15 damage. But as of right now, he's pretty garbage. And now we're to Wizard. And I think Wizard is another one that goes up here, and please nerf. Not to the extent of Bard. Bard is literally a league ahead of every other character in this game right now. But Wizard's invis hasting other players either has to be removed completely, or the time when you invis haste someone else has to be dramatically reduced. Getting bardballed by a barbarian with a wizard is insane. It's not fun. It's not healthy to have someone who's doing 300 a hit to you, running at you, fast, invisible, and then he Achilles strikes you and you die, and there's just no outplay because you can't see anything. You hear it, but then it's too late. It has to be fixed. You can address some of the magical damage, it's probably fine. But the invis haste has to go. It either has to go or dramatically reduce it, because it is ridiculous. So, in my opinion, the best team comp by a large margin right now is this team. But if you wanted to just put, pair them up with just randomly, this is where I think the team comp, the individual characters in a specific team comp will go. Wizard's here because haste invis on any character is ridiculous, except maybe cleric. But Bard by like a long shot, and then Wizard, just invis haste has to go. Ranger strong in any team comp. Barbarian strong with specifically a Wizard. And then you pair him up with Bard, of course. Cleric is strong in any team comp because, he pocket mercy. Fighter's in a good place. Rogue really isn't a 3-player. If you get super Bisque gear, fine. And you're just 2-tapping people with your stiletto, I mean, sure. But until then, he's really going to be useless. You're probably just going to get 1-tapped anyways. Unless you repose. Repose, if you see this, good on you. I mean, destroy the leaderboards, have everybody complain about the Rogue because he's just so strong. You're not running the best gear and one of the best players, I guess. It's Rogue's fault. And then Warlock fucking sucks. Alright. I'll be releasing solos. It's a little different than this. But I'll be releasing like Goblin Guide solos here shortly. Probably in the next couple of days. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe. I'll be uploading more content hopefully regularly. And thanks for watching. Bye.